Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement. Good day again, St. Lucia, and welcome to the program, Agriculture on the Move. I am Phillip Sydney, your host. Today with me, I'm graced with the presence of two gentlemen from the southern end of the island, that is V4. And they are, to my right, Mr. John Charlemagne, who is the president of the Orizen Brothers Honey Producers, and Mr. Joseph Isidore, who that's his assistant. Welcome to the program, gentlemen.
Welcome.
Yeah, I am very happy to have you all on because I don't know whether St. Lucians are aware that honey is very important for our health. Persons who know from yesteryear, when I was growing up, my mother used to use honey in a number of medications, you know. Even in our own social drinking, tea punch, all this home medicine, all of this, honey plays a very important role. The ministry has a program which we call Apiculture with the honey producers. We have worked with a number of groups, including the Milflare, and I heard that you all are part of Milflare also. But let's go back to you, the Orizen Brothers. You all hail from Greece in VA4 and also in Cooley Town, going up to Guambois. All these areas are the areas that you all operate from. Right. How did you all start off? Give us when you began and...
Yeah, well, we started in 2001. There was a training with I think it was a funding agency. And they were looking at farmers in all aspects, livestock, vegetable production, and we took part in that in the south of the island. But I come from a family that used to do beekeeping.
Okay.
And since that experience, I was able to develop from there, and we continued with the training session in that south part of the island, in both livestock, agriculture, and apiculture.
Okay.
And we took it from there. From that community, all my other partners, we come from the same community. And since that opportunity was there, we said we make the most of it in forming ourselves a group.
Okay.
Yes.
So how many members are in that group?
Well, we started with 5.
Mm-hmm.
One of the members have been deceased, and the other gone on his own. Okay. So we have 3 registered members.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Isidore, you joined the group the same time, around the same time?
No, he was before me because I can remember some time ago he used to work with old man up Laclery named Maccabees.
Okay.
And from there he took the experience, and then after the man passed away, he went down to his place from Saltibis where he used to live. Then he from Saltibis he traveled to Greece. Then he met with us together. Then we formed a group. He was there before me, and another partner which he working with us still. Both of them was before me. I came last in between them. Then I started to move up, and by my experience I learned, and now I become a beekeeper just like them. I do the same thing.
Okay, so how many hives do you have now?
We are going to more than 200 hives for now.
Okay, that's individually or the group? So you all operate as a group. Okay. And where are your hives? What areas? Where are they located?
Well, we basically located in the same community as family land.
Okay.
The furthest would have is Bosseview.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Tell us are you all satisfied as a group? You have been together for a while. Were you all able to have do you have any problems in moving forward? How are you all able to market your honey? And what other products do you have other than honey? What do you do?
Exactly. Well, as a matter of fact, honey has always been on demand. And as time would go by, most of beekeepers would have more honey than consumers would have to
buy.
But you find through climate change and the different aspect of agriculture on the whole, pesticides have come in, not been concerned of certain things to the environment. We have a decline in both bees and honey production. But the market has always been there for supply to consumers, not even on the export level, because we have not been able to reach the export level at no time.
Okay.
Yes.
So where do you market? All in the south, or?
We market island-wide, from south to the north. It's just that the demand in production is much greater. The demand is much greater in demand than in production. Because through the changes we experience, climate change, we used to have 3 gallons per hive. At probably in 2012, my storage facility used to have 11 drums of honey, 45-liter drums of honey.
Wow.
So that is to show you. And between that, the ending of the year, St. Lucia doesn't have honey. Neither to sell wholesale, neither to sell retail. So that's to show you the changes has taken place. We have seen the climate change is real due to rainfall and nectar source in St. Lucia.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to come back to that, but I want to ask you, apart from honey, what other products that you all produce?
Apart from honey, the byproducts that are there, we have pollen, which we supply. We have propolis, which we supply.
Yeah. And that is in demand?
Very much in demand. Very much in demand. And we have been able to cater the market for that.
Okay. Climate change, you mentioned. What are the effects? What would cause climate change to affect production of honey?
Well, we look at those farmers around us, which they use so much chemical to, like pesticides and weedicide and insecticide to spray the garden. And the bees is very important to go and pollinate all the flowers. And while they've been spraying and the bees have to go through that same chemical, these haven't.
Okay, that's chemicals. Yeah, but I'm talking, climate change. Tell us exactly what would cause climate change to affect your production.
Well, what would the changes that affects us in climate change? That you see, when there's too much rain, and already the bees has bring in the product as honey, is going to consume it. Now, if there is
so in other words, honey that is stored,
yes,
it means that they cannot go out and forage, so they have to stay in, and then they'll utilize the honey that they have in store.
Yes.
Okay, so that will cut down on your production.
On the production, yes.
So what about, for example, the flowering trees?
Yes.
Because at one time we knew when mango season was, mangoes was in season, we knew when other trees were flowering, but now that has changed, right?
Yeah, that has changed, yes. The fact is that as that has changed, it is due to rainfall too. Because if there's too much rainfall, like, you won't get a good nectar source.
Okay.
And also, if there is too much sun,
sun,
the flowers would also stay dry.
Right.
So it has to be.
So both extremes are bad.
Both extremes are bad.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. No, but you mentioned the chemicals, and in the areas that you have your hives, there are other farmers who are producing vegetables and other crops there.
Yes.
And so that will affect you all too.
Yeah, it does affect, but we try to educate them on the level, because bees are the master pollinators.
Right.
One farmer was telling me, that's in the south of the island, through Sozel. She was telling me before, she used to harvest some 800-900 pounds of watermelon, tomatoes almost 1,000 pounds, and she used to see bees.
So that's no more.
But through the toxic she
chemicals,
uses, she has to buy pollen go.
Okay, hold that point, we're due for a break.
Yes.
You're watching Agriculture on the Move. Stay tuned, we're due for a break. Back soon.
Pour contrôler maladie cigatocanoué, il est nécessaire et bien important pour tenir tout équipement, particulièrement machine sprayer en bonnes conditions. Toujours nettoyer machine après ou servir et mettre en condition bon service, même quand l'usine recommandé pour tenir. Depuis ou ka servi chimique pour contrôler maladie figue cigatocanoué, il est absolument important pour protéger corps et prendre en chaque précaution. Opérateur ces machines sprayer pour servir habillement qui est bien protégé yo. Servi overall, goggles, boots et gloves pour empêcher chimique toucher la peau et bien expirer.
Pour plus d'informations à ce manière pour traiter et contrôler maladie cigatocanoué à sous plantation et bien jardin ou ça téléphoner département pour ménager cigatocanoué à numéro 45 54 et bien 45 5894 et bien email yo à bpmu@candw.lc. Commission Salak a sorti Hod Ministère de l'Agriculture ensemble avec Fonds Coopération Internationale et Développement Hod Pays République la Chine Taiwan.
Welcome back to the program. We are discussing honey production in St. Lucia, and of course with me are two gentlemen from the Orizen brothers honey producers down in V4, especially from Greece and Kulitong, and going up all the way to the Goodlands area. We were talking about the climate change, and we were talking about the production of flowers, which now things have changed. The other problem we have is the question of using the toxic chemicals, farmers who are producing vegetables. But the other thing, I don't think they are aware of that. I know they are aware, but apparently they pay no mind, because there is a relationship between honey pollination and production. Right, I was telling you earlier during the break that I know in the States, the farms that are producing hectares and hectares of watermelon will actually have the honey producers to bring in the hives in close proximity to their farm, so that they can get pollinated and to increase production, and that has worked. So you all need maybe to speak with the farmers in the area, educate them. Also, maybe you can go to black bee farmers too and speak to them too, because they too are growing a lot of vegetables down there.
Yes. Well, the Ministry of Agriculture have taken small training session on that level, because there was another beekeeper which was from our group, and there was this one farmer in the Black Bay area, and when he explained about bees are very vital to his farm, he only took one hive and bring it to the farmer's farm. And the farmer said for the time he had been planting watermelon, his production level on watermelon increased to 10 pounds. That was what he said. That surprised him.
Okay.
In all this time before, and decreasing on the toxic, and let the bees pollinate to a level on production. His production level had reached to one watermelon was weighing 10 pounds.
Wow.
And he was so surprised. He said, if the whole of the Black Bay farmers community would come together and just at least bring the hives at certain farming, when they planting watermelon, tomatoes, cucumber, that would increase their production as Black Bay farmers.
Okay.
Yes.
But have you all pursued that matter?
Well, the ministry have come to that level, but like it needs to have a more planned program to that, because the farmer is not a beekeeper.
Right.
And we would give them we did other workshops, telling them for instance, if you're using heavy toxic, you should use it late in the night. Right. And not any time during the day.
Yes.
We give them 1-2 tips on, or if you're using natural,
it's okay.
It's okay, like garlic and natural, but heavy toxic. They should consider a time level to do it, mostly probably evening time, and not at the time of the bees farming.
Yes.
So, but as you said, most people are afraid of bees of doing this thing. So you would have to limit the areas and give them a more planned program of how you'd establish the hives. Because you know, it's not like a goat, you would go and tie it there and take it out. It has to be established in the right position so that you yourself will be able to handle the bees and they themselves would do the usual practice in the farming level.
Okay, but what time of the day does the bees go out and forage? They go out and to...
The bees can wake up as the earth. Well, for myself, I have established hives very close to my home. And like I would recall from 4 o'clock, the bees are up.
Wow.
Because what happened, the nectar source itself does tell you how early bees can wake up. Bees and birds, when you hear the birds, sound of the birds, you hear the sound of the bees. That's the earliest as the on-farming already.
And how late do they stay out on the field?
Well, it calls for sunset.
Or sunset?
Yes.
So that's why you were asking the farmers to, after, in the evening, time they
In
can
the
go
evening,
one spray.
yes.
Okay, very good. But you'll need to, continue that.
Yeah,
that
it will need more educating the farmer on both levels.
both levels.
The bees work for you, and we are the keepers to keep the management work going. So you benefit on both levels.
Okay.
We get in the honey, you get in the
production. How does the Ministry of Agriculture, the livestock division, because apiculture comes under livestock division.
Very well.
What sort of assistance are you getting?
Well, the assistance we get, like telling you of a planned program, not just, you go in ahead, you do it, not that. It's more of a planned program. When we give your work schedule, have like a calendar chart, because we plan a calendar chart that would manage all beekeeping in the apiculture section. A calendar, a yearly calendar from January to December. That would give you all your schedules from the hive itself to production. Because for instance, I can tell you my production level from 2005 to 2019. And that goes directly to the Ministry of Agriculture.
So you'll keep record?
Yeah, we are the #1 beekeepers on island.
Okay. All right. I know at one point in time there was a program for tree planting.
Yes.
Where is that?
Yeah,
well,
because we
the
always
Jeff.
encourage people to plant trees which
Yeah.
bear flowers for nectar for the bees,
nectar
because
source.
we know that it is very important. When you have enough flowers, you have more honey, because the more you have bees, it means you need to have more flowers.
That's right.
So we always encourage people to plant some more. Even we ourselves making plants and to distribute to people and tell them you can plant that, like a laternate tree and these things.
Okay.
Like a Jamaican ackee tree, these things.
Okay.
If you have a Jamaican ackee tree close to your house, early in the morning, you will sure is a swarm that's there. Because for sure you will hear so much sound in your ears.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. But you also belong to the Millflare group.
Yes.
Okay. How is that working?
Well, participant in the Millflare cooperative, it has been a little dormant for a while.
All right.
But like as we are members, we always try to bring in more people, both in the cooperative and both in the aspect of apiculture.
All right.
Yes.
I also know that government has been, they have earmarked an area for you all to operate, to do your processing and stuff like this in Lakai. Has that happened yet?
Yes, it has come on stream, but like I'm taking the turn there right now. Like we said, due to climate change and other factors like the outlets for supply, it has been a little dormant.
But what would you all use that processing plant for?
Processing honey?
Yeah.
Processing of honey.
Yeah, but you'll get the honey, but what you all do? I mean, you all would bottle your honey
Bottle and
Bottle
package.
and package. That's what you'll
Package,
be doing
yes.
there. Okay. all
Yeah.
right, Okay. Well, that's thought we'll do for a break. You're watching Agriculture on the Move. We'll be back soon.
What's in the food you're eating? Do you really even know? All the chemicals and hormones used to accelerate their growth. All the artificial flavoring, sweeteners and colors too. We consume and we don't spare a thought for the damage that they'll do. No, think about the children. Think about the children. How will we save them? Chemicals and GMOs are not the solution. Use organic and join.
Excessive agrochemical use, additives, and genetically modified foods are harmful to health and the environment. Join the good food revolution. Grow, buy, and consume organic. A message from Rise St. Lucia and the Ministry of Sustainable Development with funding from the GEF Small Grants Program, UNDP.
The good food revolution.
Welcome back to the program. Mr. Charlemagne, we're talking about your involvement with Milflair, but I'm also very interested in the continuation of the group. Are you all training young people to take over from you all that's one of the things. A lot of groups have a planned program, but the program they have is for their members immediate, but then they're not thinking of the future. Are you all thinking of getting the schools involved? Have you all been involved in the Grace area to get the school children to come in and to, do some education so they too may have an idea when they grow up they may want to go into, because there is money in honey production.
Yes. Well, we have taken that part very far. So far, getting involved both on the community level and on the ministry of, we have even responding to the Ministry of Education to get apiculture in the curriculum. Because there is this lady, I think, Mistress Ogis, which she does the little cartoon books with Jeff.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah. Chief Tree.
Yeah, yes. And the other section would be from the Ministry of Agriculture itself. We have invited students come from St. Mary's College, students come from Campus B, most of the secondary schools, both north and south. When they have in science fair and at the William Peter Boulevard, we also get in the schools to participate on the community level on that. And so far, other funding agencies such as SSDF, they have taken their own training courses so that we do both mentoring. Yes.
Okay. In terms of assistance, funding, I know you have been involved with Jeff, right?
Yes.
Tell us about Jeff.
Well, Jeff have come to our assistance from struggling, like we said, since 2001. And we have knocked the doors to many of the different funding agencies. But like we said, training ourselves to fit in a plan proposal and to fit in, that was a little bit hard for us because we didn't have really somebody that would take it on. And it was through Mistress Anthea, which we work alongside with her and both the Ministry of Agriculture as the extension officers. We were able to put a proposal forward. Even the credit unions, as farmers' credit unions, they were saying they don't look at it like sustainable for financial support. And from there, as a non-funding agency, Jeff opened the gate with us.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm so glad about that, as we mentioned about Jeff, because some time ago, when the financial was so kind of tough on us and we couldn't maintain for so much hive, we wanted to multiply as 500 hives. So then, through the proposal of having sent to Jeff, we get the supply of having so much boxes and other equipment and material to able to develop ourselves. Until now, we soon open a facility for bottling and packaging honey in our area, Gracetown.
So you all will be doing something
Yes.
Donkeys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Where do you all get your material from? Your labeling. How are you all able to get to that level?
Well, at one time, it was this gentleman from Toylin, which he had some people from the UK, and he said, since we could supply that amount of honey, he has some friends there. He'll be able to get a market for us.
Okay.
So then he decided, but you all must upgrade your business. And then when he said that to us, we wasn't labeled. We didn't know like you had to register a group. You had to go through business and register a group. We are just be like United Brothers honey producer, but we didn't establish like the foundation of the business itself, keeping record, and so he gave us 1-2 ideas, and he said, well, you all will have to work there because I get an open market for the UK for us to ship your honey because I see you all can supply in production. And then we took it from there, like going through registering the business, going through the procedure. Even he said, well, to get the UK market, you must have standards.
Correct.
So we took 2 bottles of honey alongside with the Ministry of Agriculture. He sent it in Trinidad and test. And he said, well, that's okay. We don't find nothing in that honey. So we had to send it back. But like the first shipment we sent it as a sample.
Okay.
Because St. Lucia haven't signed to come under the HACCP regulation from country to country. So with that, when they satisfy the sample that we had sent, of 2 cases I had sent, said we still had to ensure, like for the shipping, if we register under any kind of insurance scheme, the beneficiaries for damaging of shipping, that, and we didn't have the finance to that.
Okay.
So it had to stop from there.
Wow.
Yes.
But do you think that you all have reached the stage where you all will be able to
yes, in
ship?
future.
In
Like, because now other funding agencies such as Beekeper has recommended much training manual to put in all entrepreneur business like on the export market. As long as it's a product produced by St. Lucia, Beekeper has taken that responsibility. Both technical and training from the field work.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good, very good. Well, any final words from you before we end?
Yep, I'm so glad about that. I'll always give thanks for Jeff's Small Grant Program, which helped us and support us so much in having us where we are today. If it's not that, we wouldn't be here, sit down there talking with you about our product and our business.
So Giles really helped you all?
Yep,
Yes,
yes. I give thanks to him a lot.
Great.
Yeah.
Any final words from you?
And I give great, I think this gentleman from our group too, he has deceased, one William Antoine as Vavan.
Oh, Vavan, yeah, man.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. He have touched Milflay.
Mit was a giant, you know.
Yeah. He have touched Milflay, both been us as members of Milflay and both we still stay as Orizen Brothers as ourselves. Yeah, okay. I give great thanks to that opportunity too. Yeah.
So if anybody wants to, any young person want to come in, I mean, you all be there to give all the support in terms of guidance and to teach them what to do, what not to do.
So far there are different communities such as the Magritut, that's Mikud, and hopefully there's one group coming on stream that's from Canaries again for mentoring.
Okay, great, great. Well, John Charlemagne, thank you for being here.
Yes,
okay, and of course Joseph Isidore, thank you for being here. I wish you all success.
Yes.
And irrespective of climate change, I don't think you all should stop.
No, we wouldn't stop. We wouldn't stop
and
from
then
there.
The other thing too, I think you all should also try and speak to the farmers in the area to educate them.
Yes.
Work along with the Ministry of Agriculture.
We are willing to
ensure
do more
to
community level,
so they can use more organically pesticides, so that it will not damage and kill the bees. So thanks again for being here.
And we always want to remain go greens.
Yes, go green. Definitely. You've been watching Agriculture on the Move. I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for viewing. And don't forget, agriculture is our business. And we need to go into things that are local, grow things that we can consume for our health reasons. And remember, eat fresh. St. Lucia's best. I'm Phillip Sydney. Honey is the best. Thanks. Yeah, well,
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.
Agriculture on the move.
Agricole en mouvement.